Hi there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to my online class. Today we're going to be playing both with paper pumpkin, and I'm going to share how to make some pop-out cards. I'm actually, in addition to making the paper pumpkin cards as they came out of the box for October 2021, I'm going to share how I made this pop-out card using the paper pumpkin kit, and then I'll share you some other ideas. And you're going to want to stay tuned to the end of this video because I have a ton of other ideas to share with you. In addition to more pop-out cards, I've got a bunch of other peaceful place ideas and some other fun stuff. So be sure to stay tuned to the end. So before I get started, let me just tell you I'm giving one of these away. All you need to do to enter is to leave a comment here on this video. You might be watching me live, which it is Wednesday, October 27th. And if you're watching live, welcome. Glad to have you. If you're watching the replay, also welcome, and I'm happy to have you. And be sure to drop a comment either way. I will be drawing a winner for the paper pumpkin box. It's the whole kit on November 12th. So if you share this video, type the word shared into the comments. I love you and thank you so much for doing that. And I will enter you a second time. Just my little way of saying thank you, sharing the love right back at you. So in addition to that, be sure to hit that like button. It means a lot and it really helps out the channel. And with that, let's get started with the stamping. So I can see a whole bunch of you jumping on the live right now. Welcome everybody. It's great to see you guys. I'm going to start by creating the paper pumpkin cards as they were in the box, and they're fairly easy. This is the stamp set that came with it. It's really cool, and it matches the Peaceful Place suite that's in the mini catalog. And I'll share that with you after because I'm going to use some pieces of that when we do the alternate card. I just love it when they do it because I feel like it gives us some more mileage. So the Peaceful Place, I'm sorry, this is the Peaceful Place suite, and this is what the paper pumpkin kit matches, but I was going to show you the paper pumpkin kit so you can see what came in it because I used up most of mine. I had a lot of fun with it. There was a lot of fun little pieces in this one to play with. So let's get started with the stamping. These are the two cards that the kit made, and there's cute little envelopes that came with them too. First, I'm going to start with the stamping. Let's put those off to the side for a minute. And it came with was it Shaded Spruce? It's Shaded Spruce this month. It's a different mini ink pad every kit. I always like to use the big ones. I like to save those minis for other times. Ooh, that's sticking. So I got my already opened larger Shaded Spruce, but they're the same. The minis are the same as the larger ones. And I'm just going to stamp Merry Christmas from that stamp set on one of the labels that came in the kit. All right, now I am going to do some assembly because believe it or not, they're that easy. So the one that I just stamped Merry Christmas, I love this background. It matches some paper that's in the Peaceful Place suite. I've got a paper clip stuck on. Sorry, I'm fumbling off screen trying to get this. I had pre-tied a bow so you didn't have to see me stumble with that, and it got stuck on the paper clip. And yeah, you're gonna see me fumble with it anyways. Fumble. All right. So with that, this is the card base. It does match a really cool designer series paper from the Peaceful Place, and I'll show you that after. And so we've got our card base, and then these are the pieces. The kit comes with adhesive, so it comes with mini glue dots that you can use. I love these kits. And I hope a bunch of you out there, if you're Paper Pumpkins subscribers, I hope you get lots of fun ideas from these videos. I love doing alternates. I love being able to repurpose what's inside the box and do some different things with them. And also, if you're a subscriber with me, you get PPX videos every month, which will be coming out in a couple of days for this kit. And that is 6 alternate videos from our PPX crew. So you get even more than I've got right now going on with this. So I just took some seal adhesive, but you could use the glue dots that come in the kit. And then I'm going to use dimensionals for this label right here. Now, I believe the refills on this are sold out. So I figured I didn't want to spend too much time on it in case you guys didn't get it. I didn't want you to cry too much. But I will say that the alternate that I'm doing, you can use the Peaceful Place suite for, or you could use any of the other ones that I'm about to share with you when I get to that, because there's some awesome other ideas. So just the little twine and the bow that came on that, I'm just going to take one of the glue dots and stick that right on. Oh, that glue dot stuck right to my finger. Stick that right on. And it would be done, but it can't be done without the dots here. So Pat has a question. She's asking, does the card base have sparkle on it or is it plain? The card base is plain, but these cool little dots have sparkle in it. And you could use some Winkers. Actually, you know what? It does. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back. I'm going to backtrack here. I'm not sure if it's visible on here. It's not sparkle. It's foil. So it's silver foil snowflakes. So maybe you can see it a little bit on the video. In person, they kind of pop out a little bit more. All right. So I am going to see if I can find my Take Your Pick tool. There it is. I was hiding amongst my stuff because nothing's ever complete without a smile and some bling. Right? Gotta have the bling. I like these little dots. These are like little glitter dots. They came in the kit. Every time they put something in the kit and they come out with it, I'm like, oh, I hope they come out with that in the new catalog. All right, so that is card number 1. As the instructions, as per the instructions, because you know me, I'm going outside the box in a minute. All right, so card number 2. It's got this plaid, I'm going to call it a green buffalo check design. So these are the pieces for that. And then we've got this shaded spruce card piece. So the first thing I'm going to do is build our banner, and then I'll attach it to the trees and then attach to the card base. I'll tell you why I'm going to do it in that order. Because I don't have the instructions out in front of me, although there are written instructions that came in the kit, and I could be using them right now, but I'm going off memory because I forgot to put it in front of me. Thanks for bearing with me. So glue dots on the Noel. Now this also is foil. The Noel that came in the kit is also foil. So that's really cool. I love this kit too, Claire. It's so fun. And I am a big fan of the Peaceful Place suite. I love that whole suite. So I was pretty excited when I saw that the October kit was going to be coordinating with that suite. I was like, oh, they got my heart. I knew I was going to love it. Okay, so I just put these pieces together, and then I'm going to attach them to the trees, and I'm going to do that by just putting some seal adhesive on the back here, and then attach to the tree, and then I'm going to put that off to the side for just, isn't that cool? For just a second. Now for this, I'm going to attach it with some dimensionals. And we're going to go ahead and put that on the card. Oops. Put that on the card base. So that gives that a little pop. I actually think this, instead of seal, I put seal on this, but I think that should have had some, you know what? I'm going to pop the whole thing up. Originally, I think that in between the trees and the banner there was dimensionals, but I'm going to pop them all up. Because why not? Why not, right? Let's roll with it. All right. So that just goes right down here. And then, of course, we're going to have some bling. Your kid's calling out to you, Julie. I love it. Yes, this is the October paper pumpkin. And I will note, just to jump gears just for a second, we are right now in the ordering period for the November paper pumpkin kit, and it looks flipping adorable. Look at this. The snowman. Oh my gosh. He looks like a little box, but I can already see cards. I know I'm already in my head thinking of ideas, and it looks like it comes in an adorable paper pumpkin box. You have until November 10th to subscribe, providing it doesn't sell out before then. This is a really, really cute kit, and there's a good chance it could sell out before the November 10th. The Christmas kits are always really popular, and this particular one is absolutely adorable. Don't be one of those people that says on November 11th, oh, I wish I got that one. So you can subscribe to that, stampwithtami.com. All right, back down to the table, and the question from Becky is, can you use Stampin' Blend markers on those trees? And the answer is yes, you can. They're vellum. Yep, and you can color on vellum with Stampin' Blend markers, so if you have something fun that you want to do with them, make them into different colors, whatever, you can do different colored vellum with Stampin' Blend markers, absolutely. That was a good question. Thanks for asking. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you guys. And card number 2 is complete. So out of the box, these are out of the box. And that is fairly simple, right? Pretty easy. Great for beginners. Great when you just want to make a bunch of cards and have them ready, especially at the holiday times. Really cool. That green color is really pretty right there. That is shaded spruce is the green for this month. Okay, I'm going to put those aside. And we are going to start making the alternate project. So the alternate project is this pop-out fun fold card. I'm loving fun folds. I'm so addicted to them lately. And I love all kinds of cards, but this is just, look at how fun. I mean, I can't stop playing with it. You know, when you give that to somebody, they're going to feel that way. Now, this fun fold fits in a regular sized envelope, a regular medium-sized envelope, and it stands up on its own, and it's fun, right? It can fold out. All right, so let's start with the stamping on this one. And switching projects. And if you guys are just popping on, if you're popping in a little late and you're just getting warmed up with us, stay tuned to the end. I have tons of ideas to share with you with the Peaceful Place suite. So this is a label that came in the kit. So the first one, the one that I'm going to make right now is an alternate to the kit. But then I'm going to share with you a bunch of other ones that I think you're really going to like. Okay, Noella's from the kit. Yes, we are playing with the October Paper Pumpkin kit right now. And I am doing an alternate. Currently, I'm doing an alternate. But I'm going to show after this that even if you don't have this kit, you can make these fun pop-out cards. And this particular one, you can even make with similar paper that's in the Peaceful Place suite. So the words came in the kit. Peaceful Christmas Wishes. And then there was also, this label is from the Tasteful Label dies. This label is from the kit. And I just pre-stamped that with the stamp set that came in the kit. And so those two pieces, now the Tasteful Label dies, and I use these a lot just because there's so many fun different labels on it, right? So you can just, I die cut these in this particular case, I die cut it in white, but there's so many different shapes and sizes. It's a great die set to have because it's versatile and it goes with a lot. So while we're there, let's go ahead and finish our die cutting. We're going to die cut another. This is also from that Tasteful Label stamp set. And then I'm going to share with you how I did the trees. So for the trees here, we have the vellum, and then I have a silver layer, and that came from some silver foil. This is just silver foil cardstock. It's a collection now, Silver Metallics, because there's different colors of the silver. And then I'm going to jump in and use the cabin dies. The cabin dies are part of the Peaceful Place suite. So these are the dies, and then there's a matching stamp set here. And I'll share the rest of the suite with you in a minute when we get going in the kit. So you could use these words if you wanted to, if you didn't have the Paper Pumpkin kit or you only had a refill. And you can use these dies. You can use the papers from the Peaceful Place kit. So I'm actually going to use these trees. So the trees, there's 3 pieces there. So we've got an edgelit. This is called an edgelit, and you'll see why when we cut it. And then we've got these 2 pieces here that go inside that actually give it a little bit of texture. Bring in that die cut machine, and here we go. Gail. Actually, Gail is talking about some things being on back order, and I'm going to jump in here because I went to Home Depot the other day, and I can tell you, oh goodness, you got me upside down. That's going to be fun. Here we go. Try that. So anyways, if you think that we have stuff on back order, try going to the Home Depot. Holy moly, everything was out. Unfortunately, that's a sign of the times right now. And I think we're doing pretty good, actually. I looked at our inventory status report and it wasn't quite so bad. But yeah, you're right. The coffee shop, everything is the same right now. Toilet paper at BJ's now, they're putting on limits again. I was like, no. All right, I'm pretty sure I can do these all at the same time. So I'm lining these up. Yep, there we go. They fit right inside there. So there's 2 pieces. You don't have to use the 3 pieces. You don't have to use them together. So I'm going to go ahead and boop. So I've got we're on the die cut machine. We've got the silver metallic, we've got the dies, and then I put the inserts in there to add some texture to those, and we're going to roll that through. And we can save this. Oh, you guys are kind of losing me out just a hair there. We can save that piece for a later date. But how cool is this? Right? Love it. Absolutely love it. Super fun. So I'll share also, because I pre-cut a piece of black. Also for this project right here. If you didn't put those inserts in, it would be solid. So what I wanted with this one was a shadow. I was looking for a shadow. So I'm just like Punxsutawney Phil, just like the groundhog there looking for a shadow. So I got a shadow going on here. And then we've got, so what's going to happen here? And I'm going to poke out a couple of these. I didn't use the die brush on it, but I should have. So we got some confetti. There we go. Yeah, there's all kinds of, you know what? Never waste, right? We got all these little silver pieces. We can make all kinds of fun stuff. Or we can just throw them out. Whatever you choose. So when I layer the 2 on top of each other, we've got a nice little shadow going on there. All right, with that, I am going to start doing the card base. So the card base is where the magic is. I'm going to start with the paper trimmer. And I'm going to also pop over and let you guys know that I have a free PDF on my blog, stampwithtami.com, and there is links in the video's description. You might be watching on Facebook, you might be watching on YouTube, you might be watching this on Pinterest, you might be watching this later on. Wherever you're watching, this free PDF link is there, or just go to stampwithtami.com. You can download it. This is going to have not only the measurements of what I'm about to do right now, so you don't have to write them down, but it also has the supply list for all the projects that I'm going to share with you, because they're all made the same way. They just use different products. So with that, let's pop back down here and we'll do some cutting. So I'm going to start with 8.5 by 11 sheet of basic black cardstock. So I'm going to cut that in half. So we've got, oops. Oh, I've got this whole thing upside down, right? And that makes it harder for you. No, I've got it right. Not that it matters. I guess it cuts both ways, but the paper trimmers just don't want to cooperate with me lately. Were you guys on the last video? Oh my gosh, just so you know, that was the blade bent up. I had done something to it. So I know I went to cut and it just didn't want to cut. So next we're going to take one of these pieces and cut it to 4 5/8. And while this is still in there, I'm just going to slide it over and to the 4 1/4 mark, and then take the scoring blade right here and score. And I could continue on with the scoring on the paper trimmer, or we can have some fun over here with the Simply Scored tool, which I prefer just when I'm scoring. Now the other piece, so this was the shorter of the 2 pieces. The longer piece on the long side here, I'm going to score this, and again, this is on that PDF, so you don't need to write this part down. I'm going to score at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. Okay, so that is going to give us part of our fold. So you can see a little accordion going on there. You can see part of the fold. You're going to die when you see how easy this goes together. Oh my gosh, really, it's awesome. So back to the trimmer. I'm going to go ahead and put this in at 1 1/8. I'm going to take that cutting blade and I'm going to cut from inside score line to inside score line. I'm just going to put that up there so you guys can see inside score line to inside score line. And it's the 2 edges, right? So there's one in the middle, so the 2 on the edge. Okay, boom. Spin it around, put it at 1 1/8. Do the same thing. The end inside score line to the other end inside score line. So that gives us a slit right there. And that creates our pop mechanism. Like so. All right, I don't want to fold it before I burnish it. Ooh, sorry. I hope that didn't, hit the mic. I hope that didn't create too much of a pop sound for you guys. Okay, so I do want to burnish these score lines before I wreck them. I'm just going to take a paper trimmer to do that. There we go. This one isn't folding nicely though. There. Okay. Okay. So from there, oh, one more score line we want to burnish. Welcome aboard, everybody who's joining late. Happy to see you guys. Better late than never. And you can always rewind. You know, that's always a beautiful thing about these videos is that you can always rewind if you happen to be jumping in late and miss the beginning. No big deal. You can always rewind after. I'm taking seal. You could use something a little bit stronger if you wanted to. And I'm going to go ahead and line that. See that it's that tiny, this is the shorter one, that tiny little flap right there. I'm going to line that up right here. Okay. And that is going to give us our card base going on there. One little, there we go. One little uncooperative piece here. I don't think I cut down far enough. I think that's why it was happening. That's why that one wasn't cooperating. I need snips. I need snips and I don't have snips. There we go. Okay. Much better. All right, so that is how we do our card base. This is the pop-out card base and we've just created the base. Now I'm going to share some tricks and tips on how to do the paper. Now I am taking the card base from the kit and it's this card base is the one I'm going to be using. And I'm bringing that paper trimmer right back in here. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, and if you're not using the card-based designer series paper, is going to work perfectly here. My other samples that I'm going to share with you at the end, I'll use designer series paper for this part. All right, so I'm going to cut this down, and it's let's see. Let me make sure I cut it the right. It's 5 3/8. So I don't want to cut the top off, so we'll put it 5 3/8, and then cut. Okay, now if you're doing designer series paper, you're going to want the full 12-inch strip, 5 3/8 by 12 inch. You're going to want. I'm using a card here, so I'm actually going to, I'll show you what I'm going to do in the end with mine. Okay, so you're going to want 3 2-inch strips, 4 2-inch strips, I'm sorry, 4 2-inch strips. And I'm going to lay them out here in order because I want them to line up. 3 and 4. So see how I'm just going right across here? Now, if I had a 12 by 12 sheet of paper that I was using, I would take the next piece, cut it to 4 inches. So we've got 4. I'm just going to move this just for a minute. I'm going to bring it back in a second. But I've got 4 pieces here that are cut to 2 inches by 5 3/8, and then 1 piece that's going to be 4 inches, right? And so these all line up. This one's going to be different because I'm using the card from the Paper Pumpkin kit, and it didn't reach the full length. But I'll share with you another one I did with designer series paper. Actually, this one's a good one because we've got straight lines. See how I went all the way across with it? So even this last panel is the same. But on other ones, I did different things. So sometimes I put a white panel in here. Sometimes I followed with the designer paper. I did it different on actually, I probably did it different on all of them. So I am going to move out or move up so they're out of the way. We've got 4 here and they're in order. The number 1 and number 4 are going up. We're going to work on number 2 and number 3, and these are the 2 center panels. I'm going to show you how to cut these so they match exactly when you line them up on your pop card. So first thing I'm going to want to do is cut 1 inch off the top and the bottom. 1 inch off the top. And 1 inch off the bottom. If you weren't using designer series paper that matches, you could just cut these down to size. I do have the measurements on that PDF of what size to cut them down to. But because I want my paper to match all the way across, I want to make sure that these pop sections continue over. As I put it together, you'll see what I mean. I'm going to cut now 1/8 of an inch off these 2 center pieces on the top and the bottom. And that's gonna do the trick. If you don't do that, these 2 center pieces will be too long. Also, they won't match. This is the magic right here. This is the magic tip right here. Okay, so that's it. That's all the cutting we got. I'm going to bring all the pieces back in so you can see them. And we're going to do them in order. Okay, so you go down. We have below, above, middle, below, above, and ta-da! And when they go on, they're all going to match. They're all going to match up perfectly. So the trick was, and again, the measurements on that free PDF show you what the final dimensions are here. So I have it written right here. But if you want them to line up, 1 inch off the top, 1 inch off the bottom, and then in the middle, cut 1/8 of an inch off the top and the bottom, and everybody's going to line up perfectly. Okay. It probably sounded a lot more complicated than it really was. All right, so first of all, I've got it backwards. We've got our card base. Let's start from the left and work to the right. So I've got everybody laid out here. Got all the pieces that we want laid out here. And I'm just going to use seal adhesive. And we're going to start now. Here, I'll just lay that out. Can you guys see that okay? And then we'll just start putting the pieces together. And in exactly the order that we have them in. It's almost like a little puzzle, right? But a fun one. Not one that you're going to get frustrated with. And hopefully not one that you're going to lose that one piece and be like, oh my God, it's never going to be done. So we're just kind of building those pieces. But do you see how there's going to be a little bit of a space here? That's why you want to cut that 1/8 of an inch off the middle if you have a pattern that's matching. I will also note I am using that card from the Paper Pumpkin kit. I'm actually using this card base to make mine. And this score line on this middle one right here, it's there. But if you don't fold it, on the score line before you make it, you can't really see it. It blends right in with the card. Isn't that awesome? So fun, right? And these are so easy. Like when you go to put it together, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that was wicked easy. It looks like it's going to be something really complicated. Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth, Gene. Not too complicated. And then our last piece here, which this is from the Peaceful Place Designer Series paper. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, that's so sad. I always hate when you gotta cover something so pretty up. Okay. So now we've got, and see how everything lines up perfectly? Yay, we love that. Okay, so next up, let's finish our assembling. I'm gonna bring our pieces all back in here. And got one little piece of, this is glitter organdy ribbon. This is also part of that Peaceful Place suite. I'm gonna put a little bit of adhesive on there. And then I'm gonna use that as an accent underneath my label for the front. So these two pieces, and if you're coming in late, I shared this at the beginning, but I cut them from the Tasteful Label dies. And then we're just gonna layer one on top of the other just to give a little, see that little black reveal below it? And then put some adhesive on the back and put the ribbon underneath. Okay, so that wasn't lined up very nicely, was it? There we go. So we've got a little ribbon on here. And dimensionals, I'm going to only place on this side on the back. Only half and not even half. Why? Because it's going to move. The card has moving pieces and you don't want the rest of it to be stuck. So line it right up here in the middle or wherever you want to put it. There. So we've got our label. See how it's moving here? You don't want adhesive on the back of that one. Okay, so next up, we are going to work on our, actually, you know, we can put this in here, the words for the inside. Do you guys love that Peaceful Place suite? Oh, I love it. That was one of the first ones. You know, when a new catalog comes out, we have a new product line and you just like can't wait to play. And then you get like, for me, I get a bunch of stuff at once and I'm like, where do I start? Well, for me, that was one of my first ones that I wanted to play with was the Peaceful Place suite. It was just so pretty. So I layered that on the black so you can see the shadow behind it there and our little sparkle. Okay, so this I'm going to want to trim down now to fit inside. So we'll trim off that little guy down there. And we want it to be 4 inches is our inside. Okay. Stay tuned, Carolyn. Stay tuned. She's like, make a shaker card. Stay tuned. All right, so now we're just going to put some, if I can get that to come off the trimmer. I think my little trees were having too much fun there on the trimmer. They were just having too much fun together. So that is going to go right there. Oh, but before that, I layered these vellum trees underneath. And I just want to be careful with the vellum that you only put adhesive where it's not going to show. So I was hiding the bottoms underneath here. They were kind of like a little reveal coming up. Just adding like a little bit of texture behind the trees. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. And then if you wanted to add a couple of these cool little gems that came in the Paper Pumpkin kit, you can do that. You just want to make sure that wherever you put them, don't put them on an inside fold. Make sure they're on the outside fold. And our card is complete, but wait, there's more. Okay, so first I'll share with you another that I made. This was with the Peaceful Place. So this is with the paper pumpkin kit here. The first one is with the paper pumpkin kit, alternate, and a little bit of Peaceful Place. This one I use the Peaceful Place Designer Series paper, and I put white on the inside. You can win it. Christina, she wants to know if there's any way that you can still get it. You can win it. And make sure you subscribe to that November one, right? Because it's going to be adorable too. Okay, so let me share with you the Peaceful Place suite. And you can see, so if you didn't have it, you can use the paper from the Peaceful Place suite and come out with something fairly similar. So I kind of sneaked these in here earlier just to share the stamp set and the dies. And I'm sorry, I got my dies all messed up in here, but that's okay. You get the idea. We had the trees there. So we've got the dies and we've got the stamp set, and the dies do a little bit of, there we go. You can, they've got a little texture like we did with the trees. You can do that with the cabin. There's also in that suite, there is the timber embossing folder, which is really cool. And this is the glitter organdy ribbon that I just used on the card. I love this. It's like snowflakes, right? Super fun for holiday and beyond. That will go great with our Valentine's Day cards. And the sequins. So back to that shaker card. You guys remember the shaker card that I had made previously here in one of my free classes? And if you don't, you can catch it at stampwithtami.com. This is the shaker card that I made. I made these with clear envelopes, the easiest shaker card you're ever going to make. But notice that paper in the background there is very similar to the one that we used in the paper pumpkin from the paper pumpkin kit. Here's another shaker card idea. So let me share with you that paper. This is the paper from the kit, and you can see it's almost the same pattern as the card base from the paper pumpkin kit. So if you don't have the kit and you want to make a similar pop-up card here, you could use this designer paper. Let me just go through some of the other designs here. This is specialty paper, so it's got foil, silver foil in it. Specialty paper always has something a little special on it. And this, so this matches that timber folder. It's got that timber design, but in silver foil. And I love this one too. This one I had used in that shaker card. You can see that. See that one right there. And then we've got, this one is just a nice texture. And then we've got little cabins that match the cabin stamp in the background. So this is the Peaceful Place. And the last installment of the Peaceful Place that does not all fit on the table is this, it's called, make sure I get the Snowy White Velvet Sheets. Oh, come back, camera, come back. Totally does not like white on white. All right, come on. Put this over it. It needs something to focus on. There we go. This, you can't feel it on a video, but it's got that velvet touch. So fun. So I've got some cards I'm going to share with you at the end, and I use this in a couple of them. So I'll share how you can actually use that velvet paper in a card. But first, let me move this aside. I want to share some more pop-up cards before I get into some more Peaceful Place cards. So we have been playing just now with the Peaceful Place suite. These are the products that I was just sharing, and they match that paper pumpkin kit, so you can get more mileage out of it, as I just demonstrated. So next, I'm going to share. Well, before I do that, let me share this one, because this one isn't from a suite. I just wanted to play with the squirrel. So this is from the Nuts About Squirrel stamp set, and I colored him with Stampin' Blends, and I used the In Good Taste Designer Series paper for the background. And it's Happiest of Birthdays is the birthday stamp that I used there. So let me just put that up so you can see it. There we go. So here you can see the standing up. Super fun, right? Super fun. Now, next, I'm going to use that Whimsy, the Whimsy and Wonder bundle suite. I guess it's a full suite, because I just wanted to do something completely different. And I think it's still a holiday card, very non-traditional colors that I absolutely loved. And you could change these trees into hearts and make it Valentine's Day pop-up card. And in addition to the Whimsy suite, which I'll share that with you, I used rose gold. Who doesn't love rose gold, right? Rose gold paper. Did you guys even know that we had rose gold paper? Shut up, right? We do. We have rose gold, and it's gold and rose gold paper. It's specialty paper that you can purchase in my online store. So that's where these trees came from. What? So fun, right? Tasteful labels again on those dies. And yep, you got the free PDF. Julie's saying she needs to print out those dimensions. The free PDF on my blog has those. So here you can see this one standing up. And next we have another one from that same suite, from the Whimsy and Wonder suite. Oops. And I used the designer series paper on the background, and I cut these pieces out of designer series paper here as well. So I'll share that designer series paper with you in a sec so you can see the fun in it. Love it, love it, love it. Super popular, this Whimsy paper. Super, super popular. All right, so let me show you that suite, and then I've got some more ideas and samples to share with you guys. So the Whimsies, these two Whimsy cards, they're whimsical, right? These two Whimsy cards that I just shared here. The bundle is the whimsical trees and the Christmas tree dies. And then, look at this, right? Love it. This is frayed ribbon. So it's Blushing Bride, right? Yes, it's Blushing Bride, frayed ribbon on that one. And then, but wait, there's some more fun in that one. Then we've got, and they're almost iridescent. They're snowflakes. They're called Wonderful Snowflakes. Let me see if I can get the light to pick it up. See it? So fun, right? Really fun. And as promised, the paper for that one. It's another specialty pack of paper. And this one, it also has some silver foil. So you can see the silver foil in the snowflakes. And then we've got holly, like holly specialty paper here. These are the trees that I used on the inside of, what was this card right here? I cut that tree out. I cut these trees out with the dies. These trees from this paper I cut out with the dies. And the presents, we'll get to those next. This is the packages that I used. And then this is the paper, the striped paper. See the silver striped paper here that I used on this card, along with the rose gold and the patterns on the back. And then we've got ornaments here. Oh, love it, love it, love it. All right, so that is Whimsy and Wonder, the Whimsy and Wonder suite. And these are the pieces, and that's what I used on these two cards. So I had a question here, and it was a really good one. What did I do to create this bow at the bottom? So I took the frayed ribbon and I wrapped it around the designer series paper. And then I took some of this metallic mesh and just literally tied it around. And so, and cut it up, and that gave us that little, so it's just a little extra something for the, sometimes you just want a little extra something in there. So that is the Whimsy and Wonder suite. All right, as promised, I've got some more card ideas to share with you guys, and these are all from the Peaceful Play suite. So the Peaceful Play suite was the original that I had used on the pop-out cards. Let's take a look at what we got here. So the shaker cards, I just shared these. These were made with designer series paper. I have this video. If you didn't see this video, you want to come back to stampwithtami.com, or if you're in my YouTube channel, you'll find it there too. So these are the easiest shaker cards you'll ever make, and it used those sequins and clear envelopes that Stampin' Up makes. All right, the next few cards I'm going to share are cards that I created for my Stamp Club, my VIP online club, a couple of months ago. So this one right here, we've got a box card Really, really pretty fold. And if you guys aren't familiar with my VIP club, definitely check it out. We have a lot of fun, and I'm doing a 2-part series in November for the Painted Christmas. So I do free classes, exclusive classes and videos only for club members and my downline and my Stampin' Demonstrator group. And so I've got a 2-part class series coming up that is just awesome, awesome, awesome. I might have sneak peeked it on a previous video. I'm really excited about it. So this is one of the cards we made. I have all that video for my VIP club. And as promised, this one, this is some more of that silver. Remember I said there was it was a variety pack of the silver now. It's called Silver Metallics. This is another of the colors of the silver. And it's the velvet. And it's also that fox edgelit. So really, I know that the velvet's really kind of, a video does not transfer that velvet as nicely as it is. You just want to pet it. And then we've got, this uses that timber background, and I did it on the silver foil. So it's a real wow. Simple, easy to do, but a real wow. And these all also use that Tasteful Label dies that I shared that I had done on the other cards as well. And this is the cabin edgelit with the cabin insert inside it, and then the designer series paper on it as well. So I hope you enjoyed those extra bonus shares as well. You can get instructions on the shaker card, the video for that on my blog. And then I've got my cards here that we created, the pop-up cards for this. I got one more. A whole bunch of them. Again, the free PDF on my blog has all of the supplies that I used on each of these cards. So you can, and the dimensions for how to make the card. So I hope you had a lot of fun with the pop-up card. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. Be sure to hit that like button. They love it. I love it when you like it. And so does YouTube. And I am actually going to be back on Friday with a really special video. Something that's something very exciting for me is happening. I think it's exciting all around. But it's a special video and a special class for a special reason. And I will see you back then. Thanks for joining me today. And oh, you know what? Before I leave, my breast cancer fundraiser is ending on Saturday. And if you would like to participate, you'll be entered into the door prizes, as well as you get free tutorial collection from me. And you can, if you're local, you can attend the event, but we love it. You don't need to be local to participate. And also my Eden's Garden Kit is still available till November 1st. There's a couple days left on that. This whole collection will be released on November 2nd, but my special offer on it ends on the 1st, and the class ends on the 1st. All right, with that, thank you very, very much for joining me today. I hope that you've had a lot of fun. I sure have. And I will see you back here on Friday. Thanks for joining me today.